Welcome to my Facebook Live. Excuse me, got a little frog in my throat this morning. But this is Kelly Agee with Stampin' with Kelly. I'd like to welcome you to my Facebook Live. I call it Coffee and Cards because it's in the morning. I have my coffee, so I'm kind of bad. I have coffee all day long. But I'm just going to check to make sure that I am on here. So give me a second. I'm going to refresh my page. Okay. But if you're joining me this morning live, say hello. Let me know if where you're from. Okay, good. Alrighty. I'm going to see. Hi, Cheryl. Good morning. Okay. So hopefully I can see the comments. Can't always, but okay. So I am working with a kind of a bunch of products. So what I did is I listed it in the description. So I'm not going to go through and list everything. You guys, I've used this paper before. I've used the and now I don't even know what it is. I think it's sending smiles. And that is the, oh goodness, there's lots of them. I have well, I got them here, but anywho, I had listed everything for you, because I mean, I used 4 different die sets. I've used 2, the stamp sets, different ones, so everything's listed in the paper, in the little dots, if you like them, but I kind of just wanted to show you how I did these cards, using this paper. I actually wish they just used like a whole pack of this because I love it. But I'll have to order another big pack just to get more of this paper. So, but anyways, good morning, Carol. All right, just a couple of real quick things. If you have the bonus day coupons, today's the last day to use them. So make sure you use them, okay? And we will move on. I'm going to just start with the cards. I'm just going to show you real quick. This one, I used the nested essential dies, I think it's called, but just to kind of give you the background. And it's just a simple sending a card to say hello. You could do thinking of you, whatever. I almost hated to cover up the pattern, but I did a little bit. So, and this one is just a fun fold that I had done for my last class. I really like this one. And it's a little gift card holder if you want it to be. Now you can glue that down if you don't want it for a gift card holder. And then this one is just the simple, the nestled essential dies, you know, just to do something a little different with it, okay? All right, so let's get going. I'm using the Bubble Bath, Cardstock, and Old Olive. So the first one is just a 5.5 by 8.5 of the Bubble Bath, and then I scored it at 4 1/4. So if you've got any kind of questions, just ask. I go back and read through the comments at the end. So, okay, and I have a piece of white cardstock, which I'm not going to put down yet, but this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and this is my inside piece that's too big. So 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and then I have another piece of the Bubble Bath that is 5 by 3 3/4, and this is what I'm going to be working with, okay? And I cannot find my silicone mat. I had it last week. I don't know what I did with it. So I have an empty sheet of the dimensional paper. I'm just going to use that so I don't get glue all over, okay? But what I did is I had cut out with that the die, I had cut out some of these, and when I had a sheet of paper that was getting where I had cut, like, say 2 of these out, and then I had some extra pieces on the side, I actually went ahead and cut this out because it's not going to be wasted. As you can see, I used some of them here, a little bit here on the edge, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm starting with my focal point, And I'm using this one with the stripes, and you got the flowers on the back, okay? So I'm just going to glue this down in the center. I wanted to use this die, but I just didn't want to use it just as a sentiment, which you could, it'd be beautiful. But I wanted to use it for something a little different. And you could use really any of your kind of shaped dies, I guess. So I'm going to start, I'm almost wondering if I should start off center a little bit. Last time I did right in the center. I'm going to go off just a little bit. So I'm going a little bit to the right, just to kind of break this up a little bit, okay? So I'm using the stripes, and it's got this nice stitched edging, which I just love. So this is where I'm going to put this down. And I don't know if that looks even, but you know what? I don't know if I can move it a little bit. Okay. All right. So I've got this piece here with the checks. And I'm going to glue this down, but I'm going to leave like maybe 1/8 of an inch of the pink showing. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I know I'm going to be starting here because I kind of want that lined up and going out. The only thing is I don't want to put too much glue up here. So I'm just going to kind of judge. You can always add more glue. Okay. And hopefully I didn't put it down too far. So you're going to have some pieces that you're wasting, but you don't want to throw it out because you could possibly flip it and use it for your next card. Okay, let's see if this will fit. See how this is kind of a little bit more than half? I'm going to put this down here, kind of do the same thing. Let me see, I want to make sure I'm up far enough. I tend to pull the paper a little bit more towards me. So if you had a silicone mat and you got glue where you shouldn't, it wouldn't really matter, but since I don't have mine. So hopefully that makes sense about using like these little pieces so you don't waste them. Okay, so now I'm going to put another one of these here, okay? Thanks for sharing my video, Carol, I appreciate it. So this, oh shoot, I got a little bit too far up there, but that's okay. And I probably want to get a little bit closer. All right. So, let's see. I can get just a little sheet of my cardstock here. All right, get the extra glue off. And then I can put just a little cornstarch on there so it's not sticky. But I was just gonna say this Sunday, the 4th, is the last day for the early bird special of signing up for my retreat if you haven't already and want to. But, and the reason I'm doing that is because September 6th we can order from the new catalog, and I wanna make sure I get everything. So I'm going to put this piece right here. And try not to go down too far. Don't you think that's kind of cool? I think it's cool. Kind of like building your little pattern. Okay. So I got that there. And you know what, I think I'm going to snip this because I'm going to use the piece here and there. I have a piece here, I might do that. I'm going to snip some of this. And we'll put that right there. So what I can do is snip a little bit of this. And hopefully I didn't cut it too short. And I'm just going to add that right there. So you could do this with the other shapes in there too, but I don't know if the little tag things would work. I mean, you could probably come up with something a little different. So now I have this little piece, and I probably will add something to that. Let's see, I think I added the stripes, so all I need is a little piece. So see how you can cut this, but that might be a little too short. So I'm just gonna cut some of this off on both ends. I wanna make sure I got enough. And we can always cut that off. So I have quite a bit left over. I could have probably used a different piece too. But I'm going to add this. And you don't need much. Thanks, Cheryl, for sharing my video too. I appreciate it. And I gotta get over here on my paper. So you won't need much. I think on my other paper, I had actually cut this pink a little bit bigger than what I have this one. But I thought, oh, instead of remeasuring, I'll take and just cut it what I think it should be. So, and I probably should have had this up a little bit. So this is gonna be a little closer than I want it to be, but it'll be fine. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry really good. Okay, before I turn it over and cut it. So, and I want to pop this up. I popped the whole thing up. You don't have to. With the price of mailing, you know what? I probably shouldn't. I think I might just glue that down, but I'm going to hold on for a second. So I got that. I'm going to stamp the or I didn't stamp the inside. So let's just put this in here. You could stamp something if you wanted to, but I got to stamp the front. What I'm trying to do is just let that paper dry good before I cut it. Okay, so we'll put our piece that's just 4 by 5 1/4 inside, and I just left that blank so you can write whatever you want. And then I have this little piece here that was with the dies. Now on this one I didn't use it, but when I went in there I had already stamped it, so I took and cut this out because I thought it looked nice. Okay, so we're just using the Memento Black Ink, and it just says a card to say hello, but they have lots of different sentiments on there. It's a nice set. So we're just going to, oh, I think I got it too low. I do, but it'll be fine. A little lower than I thought. It's kind of hard. I got a light right here by my head, so oh, I don't think I like that. Let's see. It's a little lower than I wanted it to be. So I think I might, you know what, I'm just going to add that, but I will take it off after and re-stamp it. So I just may do a couple dimensionals just to, so it's not on there good. But okay, so see how this is in the back? We're just going to take and snip this off, and you could use your paper cutter if you wanted to, but I'm just going to take and just trim it. Now, like this piece, I would save because you can reuse that for a corner or something. You want to make sure you get it nice and close. If I had I went looking for my other little paper trimmer that we could get, I think it was for like a signing up special that was just a trimmer. That would work perfect in here, but I could not find mine. So I'm going to save this piece as well. Not that little one. Because I'm sure I'll be making more of these cards. That's probably the worst of the whole card, was cutting this stuff. But you want to make sure you take your time and use an old pair of scissors, because I'm getting glue on these scissors, I can tell. Oops. Sorry, just trying to drop it off here. Hopefully kind of took a little bit of that. Okay. So you could do 4 by 5 1/4 if it made it easier so you didn't get those quite so little, but if you just let them dry good, they'll be fine. Okay, so see how that turned out? Isn't it pretty? So we are going to take, and you can put it any way you want, but I've got it on, I'm going to put it on the white. I can get all that off me. And there's just that little bit of border, so I will glue this on. So I'm sure everyone started the Christmas cards, right? I've got a few. Hi, Donna. I can't talk and read comments the best, so. But like I said, I'll go through them. Okay, so instead of popping this up, although it looked really nice popped up, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's pop it up. And all I got is my small dimensionals left, but I'm just going to cut some of these. But I'll tell you what, it has been, I mean, it's cold in the mornings. It's kind of crazy. But I think it's supposed to warm up this weekend again, so that'll be good. You keep going from one extreme to the other. Okay, so I just want that so when I popped it up that it's like even. So that's why I got so many dimensional things on here. I'm just going to pull off the backing. You always start your Christmas cards early, Cheryl, but you too, Carol. Gosh, that's great. I know a lot of people don't send cards like they used to, but you know what? I love getting Christmas cards. Okay, there we go. So I got all the backing off, and we're going to put that, kind of center it. Since I popped it up, I want to make sure I got it centered before I put it down. Okay, very good. So now what I did is I had cut this out from the, oh, I don't know what set it is. It's with all the flowers. I can't even remember today, but I am just going to glue that down. If I seen the list, I could tell you. And I'm just going to put it there. And then the sending, I took in, I just glued that down as well. Okay. Now I kind of had that down a little bit more, but that's okay. And I had cut out 2 sets of those flowers, so I just kind of, to give them a little dimension. All right. Cute, cute, cute. All right. I can't really stamp the back of that, but I don't think that looks horrible. It's not the best, but you know what? I'm not even going to add anything. I'm going to restamp that. I'm just going to lay it there, okay? Because I know when I go to pull it off, it'll probably rip my paper. So I use these, but you know what? I do got, I got a butterfly here. I could use these butterflies too. All right, but I love this gem in the middle of the flower there. Okay. So, is this a card that you think you will make? I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I like it. So, yeah, I'm going to just cut another one out and restamp that. But love how this turned out with the pinks. You could even use like the old olive in the back if you wanted to really make your pinks pop, or the white paper. Either way. I'd like to see if you guys use different colors or different designs. You could always post them. It'd be kind of cool, okay? All right, for our second card, let me kind of move this out of the way. And I got trash in a pile, so, all right, so let's see here. Oops, I lost my little thing on the floor, but that's all right. Okay, so our second card is, it's just such a fun, it is really a fun fold, it's cool. So we got 4 1/4 by 11. And I scored it at 5 1/2 and at 2 1/4, okay? At least I think I did, it's on this side. So this is for the gift card holder. And so if you decide you don't want to do that, you either can cut that off, cut 2 1/4 off, or just glue it down. So what I did is, and I took my, you can use whatever circle punch you want, and just do like a half a circle so you can get the gift card out of there better. And then I took my tear tape or glue, and I just took in, you just only want to add it to the outside part so you can get your gift card in there. I don't know what in the world I have on here. There's something that must, I'm sure it's probably ink, because it's ink or glue, right? Oops. So I'm just taking the backing off of that. And we're just going to fold that down. There. And that gives us our little card base. So like I said, if you don't want the gift card, just take and either glue that right down, or if you want the thickness taken out of it, just slice off 2 1/4 inches, okay? So now for this front piece of designer paper, I am using, let's see, how did I write that down? Oh yeah, 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So this is 3 1/8 that way, because you got 3 1/4 inches going across. Okay. So I'm excited. You can order out of the holiday catalog on September 6th. Demos were able to order the month before, which is always fun. Okay, this striped paper is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's actually a little bit tighter, so there's not so much of the card showing, which I really like. Sometimes I like more of the card base to show and sometimes less, so that'll determine on what size you cut it. So there's just like a little bit of a border. I think I might have cut that a little too short, but maybe not. Okay, so we got that. Okay, that's pretty simple. Now this piece is, oh, let me see. I gotta find my cardstock. It's 3 1/8 by 8. And then I scored it at 4 inches, okay? And then this will be put on like that and closed. So you gotta make sure you add your stuff on the right side. And on this piece, this will be this front piece here. I actually embossed it with a retired folder. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of it, but I love this folder and I will not probably ever get rid of it. So one of the few things I do not sell that is retired. But these two pieces of paper are 3 inches by 3 7/8. So I'm going to glue that down. I'm using this side since I got something on it already. Okay, so this will be the front. And then I'm going to stamp the inside, which on the inside I have, I think it's time for a celebration. I really like how that, since it's a birthday card. So this is from the balloons, the beautiful balloons, I think. And I gotta pull that down just a second here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. There's not much stamping today. It's more using the dies, which I like doing anyways, but okay. So this will go on the inside. It's kind of like it's backwards, but... And then you can write your little note or who it's from right here. So I think this would make like even instead of a birthday, like, you know, graduation or even a shower cards. You could do the little gift card. But on here, okay, so you want to make sure that this fold is on the right-hand side, the opposite. But I just kind of tried to center it. If it's not perfect, it's fine. So just want to make sure you get glue to the edges and kind of hold it. Make sure you're putting it down the right way. So I'm just going to kind of hold it closed and just try to center it the best you can. That's what I do. Now, somebody else may do something completely different. So, okay, so there's that. All right, that looks nice, I think. Just so it's kind of, you know, when you look at the front of the card, everything's kind of blended. I am a little bit higher to the top than the bottom, but that's okay. So I put together my little happy birthday already, so you didn't have to watch me glue it, because we all know how to glue. And I love the way this cuts this out. I had mentioned this before on the birthday. The eye, the little dot, is attached on the first card on the sending. I wish they would have done this, but that little dot comes separate, so like you got to make sure you don't lose it when you're pulling your stuff out. And then I glue it on immediately. I remember doing a class for that, and it was like, oh Lord, I took and had to cut all that out, but I put the little dots in a bag so people could just pull them out because it was crazy. All right, I'm going to pull the backing off of these. Okay. So when I was doing this card, I was going to put the happy birthday up there, but then I didn't like the way my flower was. So I kind of put it more down so I could add my flower up a little bit. So I'm going to do that. I had cut this out of the old olive. And then the bubble bath for the flower part. And this comes with this, those dies. I'm just going to put that right there. And then I added my embellishments. Even though these are much brighter, I love the way they turned out on here. Let's see, let's go there, and a medium one. And if you wanted to add extra, you could add some on the bottom too, but I don't really think it's necessary. But don't you just love how that looks together? I really love this happy birthday. I don't think you can go wrong with that at all. So, pretty cool. So you guys like this one? I hope. Sometimes it's not so much like the folds and the techniques, but it's just like different ideas of how to use stuff up. Because I love designer paper, so I have lots of it. So it's kind of just a nice way to use it up. And it is good to use. So this is Yayu, I'm sorry. And I think it's time for a celebration. Now, there was another stamp set that said you did it, And I think that would be cool that you could stamp on here too. If somebody did like got a promotion or whatever, you know, you could do that. So, all right. So I have a 4 1/4 by 11. Simple cards today. So really there's no reason you can't do this, right? Okay, so what I have here is my bubble bath is 3 1/2 by 4 1/4, and it's going to go right across the whole card. And then I have a piece of the designer paper that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and it goes across, but there's a little border on top and the bottom. Okay, so I was just wondering if this, but I use that, so. I can't use that because I got this already cut with the lines. But we're going to go ahead and put this down. And I think what I'm going to do, last time I added my leaves after, but I think I'm going to add them first because I had a hard time getting them tucked where I wanted to. Okay, so I think I can kind of figure out how to put my leaves on here and get them glued down. Not sure if I want to go that way. Let's see. So it kind of all just goes in together. Well, I think that'll be okay. So we'll kind of put them there. There's really no right or wrong, and you can add more leaves, less leaves, no leaves at all. You could take and actually cut another piece of like the pink or white paper. I'm going to put this one going here. And you could take and emboss that and put that down first underneath here. I think that'd be pretty cool. I had a lady at my last card class say to me, why do you put 2 pieces of white paper together where there's just like 1/8 of a border around there? And I said to her, because it looks finished. Sometimes cards don't look finished when there's just a piece of paper slapped on there. At least I don't think so, but you know, that's just me. So look at it. I got ink on that. I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, I'm crazy with the ink. Or I think I might have took this to class and had somebody with inky fingers touch it. So I'm going to pop this up now and use this messy thing out of here. I'm just using the edge of this because it's a little bit thicker. Now I'm going to tear that in half. Okay, I think that should be good. There's some other paper in that big pack too that I really like. I just haven't used it, and I keep thinking, oh, I need to use that too. So what I'm going to do is just try to, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can make it up higher or lower, whatever you want to do. But I just kind of tried to center it, okay? So now I had cut the 2 tags out, and I'm just going to put this one on, little glue, kind of on an angle, and then I'm going to stamp the Yay You and my little tag, and I added the little twine. Okay, that turned out better. So this I'm going to pop up. I'm going to let that just dry for a second. I'm going to do my flowers. I didn't glue these together. I don't know why, but didn't get that far, I guess. Let's see. I like to kind of stagger them a little bit. I'm sure I'm going to have glue all over my fingers. Okay, so let's put this here. I was going to add more flowers to this, but I don't really think they need any more. I just think with the embellishments, it's fine. Okay, we're going to pop this up. Yeah, I was telling you I was so cold this morning, but it turned out yesterday was cold in the morning, but boy, did it turn out to be a beautiful day. Almost feels like fall, which is like, ugh, I don't know, I'm not ready for it. Have seen some trees starting to try to turn. Okay, I just added that on an angle too. And I got my glue dots to add my little twine bow. I'm just going to kind of roll that up. There. Okay. And on this card, I did add extra embellishments, but you know what? Let me stamp the inside real quick here, and then I can close that up. And so I just got the same thing. Okay. Let's take and glue this in. So what's everyone doing for Labor Day? Anybody got plans? I think we're going to be working around the house. We got our countertop in, and we had to pick up a different cabinet because we didn't like the way the one looks. We got one cabinet to put in, our microwave and stuff, but oh, our countertop looks beautiful. I'm very pleased and excited, finally. But okay. All right, so now I'm going to just add the embellishments. So these are really simple cards, don't you guys agree? Like the big one for the center here. Something that you could easily make. Okay, so I added 5 to these just to give it a little something. You know what, I'm going to, though, I got them there. I have one right here, which you can barely see, so I think I'm just going to add the other one up there, just to kind of balance it. Okay, easy peasy, right? Once you cut everything out, you could, you know, slap these together real quick. Well, Cheryl, at least you'll stay out of trouble. I mean, really. Just kidding. Okay, so that's our third card. You guys got a favorite, or do you hopefully like them all? But there's the second card, and then our first card. So, okay, really cool. So like I said, I listed everything. The measurements are really easy. This would probably be the only card that you really needed the measurements for. But so yep. Don't forget, if you did and want to sign up for the retreat, especially the one up north, that's coming up really quick, October 7th. But this way I can get everything ordered, all prepped. You do have actually till the 20th, but the 5th through the 20th, it'll cost you $10 more, that's all. So, okay. But if you got questions, just contact me. And then September 6th, if you didn't get your catalog yet, let me know. I'll get one out in the mail to you. But we can start ordering September 6th. And I am very excited. I cannot wait. This is a beautiful catalog. But anywho, you guys have a great weekend. Happy Labor Day weekend. Hard to believe already. But I think that was about it. The thing was about the bonus day coupons. If you didn't use them, make sure you get them used up, okay? Oh, and if you like these cards, also, I have My host code will end today, one of them, but I have another one for September. But if you order before September 4th, $40 or more, and you use my host code, I think you probably can still use the August one, but if you use them, then I'll send you the stuff to make, you know, a set of these cards. So all you really need is, you know, a few stamps of your own, but the rest will be all sent to you, okay? But that is it. If you got questions about that, let me know. But I will see you guys. Hopefully, I'll be back to next Wednesday, but I'll see you next week. Thank you.